Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy AD, and that's all day. You know, I'm in the spot, and that's all day. How's everybody been doing? Everybody enjoy their Labor Day holiday. Y'all had a good time. I'm back. Today we have an episode number 9 of the interviews. This is the 9th episode. Today we have a special guest, Tico Tren REDPILL tonight. So we're going to get him in here, and we're going to have us a little talk, a little discussion, gonna have us some fun tonight. So get ready for the show. Hey, what's up, Americas? What's up? You say I just got the notification. Why I gotta look like that? I'm gonna have to change that. I don't like that. It's all little. Let me change that real quick. Hold on, let me change that. It's so little. Okay, that's better. Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay. Audio is good here. Okay. It looked like the audio is good. Right, he said it's good. Right, I'd rather have it like this too. Right, much better, right? I'm like, what am I doing? It was just way too little. But I sent him the link already, so right now we're just being okay, the Donald. Hey, what's up? What's up, Donald? Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, bro? He said the audio is epic. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. So, like I said, be a little patient. I'm gonna play a little music and wait for him to come because I already sent him the link. So just gonna be a little patient. He should be arriving soon. So just give me a little second. Gonna play a little music for a second. So just hold on. Oh, you like that 8-figure song? You said play 8-figure. I can play it a little later. All right, I'm back. I see you. Stay MGTOW. Hashtag stay MGTOW. Hashtag trend. That's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. I got my little coffee right now. I ain't got my lick yet because it's still a little early. But I kind of like, I like doing the shows around this time, though, 6, 7 o'clock. Hey, what's going on, Hank? Hank the Meme Man. That video I seen yesterday. That was a good one, bro. That was a good one. Thank you, Hank. That was cool, man. Real talk. Drea, what she say? She said, yes, show number 9. I can hear it now. Like, yes, this is number 9 here. I know. Yeah, man, a lot has happened in the past month. A lot when you really think about it, right? He said, Hank, I'm looking at my phone right now just in case I ain't catch an email or something. Let me see, because I did send it. I sent it. What you say? You said, yo, I was crazy as possible. That stuff, I was like, what in the world is going on? All I see is the radio and the clock, and then next thing you know, I see the damn the music playing and it was getting loud. I'm like, what the? And then you was showing yourself. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, wow, that's cool, man. Hank the Mean Man is in the spot. In the spot, y'all. Gorilla Ghost. Hey, what's happening, Gorilla? What's going on with you? Right now, we finna have a little interview today with Tico Tren. I did talk to him earlier, and I did send the link. If the link doesn't work through email, because sometimes it may not work. So if he's listening right now, you know, I could just post it in here real quick. But yeah, what's up, Gorilla Ghost? I'm sitting here drinking my coffee right now. This coffee tastes so good. I'll probably put a picture up of it later. I gotta go see it. I never got the notification. Oh yeah. I had shared it on my community post, but I think it's gone now. Drea laughing. I know, man. That Hank the Mean Man video, boy. Seafood. Oh, is that really seafood for real? Cause I thought he was elder, MGTOW elder monk. Yeah, and what he say? I took it down because I almost got a copyright. Oh yeah, right, because of the music. Right. Hey, that was turned though. That video was lit. That video was definitely lit, yo. Oh, I did. He said I must change the title. I wrote it wrong. I did. Let me go see. Oh, I sure did. I spelled it with a D. I sure did. That was my mistake. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Who pointed that out? Oh, Garuda. Thank you. Let me go change that. I think I could change it right now while I'm in the live. Well, that's a simple mistake. Now, let me remove that real quick. Okay. Right. All right. Bam. That should fix it now. You might have to refresh the page to fix it, but that should fix it. Matter of fact, I'll refresh my page. Not this page, though. Not the stream. Oh, hey. Elder, Seafood, Black Irish. He said, yes, this is me, Mr. Rogers with a shotgun. Dang, I didn't even know. I'm used to seeing that other picture. Okay, that's trippy right there. Mr. Rogers with a shotgun. That is trippy. It looked real as hell, too. What's up, Black and Red Pill? What's happening? Black and Red Pill philosophy in the spot. What's going on? My man, Black and Red, right? That's who was in the last interview, which was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. That was nice. You said America said the manosphere has a double G. GG. Oh my gosh, Hank the Head. I know, right? Thank you, brother. All right, I'm looking at the clock. I see we 9 minutes in. We're going on 10 minutes, so. You said your latest video is pretty controversial. Yeah, Black and Red Pill, yeah, he's the real deal, definitely. And you said controversial. I wonder why. What happened? Did you have to take your video down too, Garuda? I hope not. But what I was saying, oh yeah, I hope you come in soon. Because like I said, if he's watching, if the link didn't work, because sometimes them links do not work when you send them. Honestly, I don't even really like how you send them. I like putting them up there because it's just easy to come and just click on the stream. Because I've had trouble because I've done tests with the links, like doing tests, you know, behind the scenes to see how they work. And that link stuff do be a little annoying sometimes. I wish you could just send it to, well, you could, but it's a process. It's a process. Yeah. You said your opinion about sex dolls. Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why you say it's controversial. Hey, but hey, you know, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to hear people's opinions. I think I think almost everybody, in this community has at least made maybe at least one video about it, speaking about it. Even I have, but that was a long time ago though. That was a long time ago. That was years ago. So yeah. But I'm thinking because I'm like, I just sent that email. And I don't know, right? It's like no other way of me contacting him right now besides through the email because I did speak to him earlier today. I did. I did. And I said about 6 o'clock. I said about 6 Central Time. So I hope you get in soon. But but yeah, y'all. Right now, I'm just chilling right now though. Cause I could definitely understand. Like there's so much stuff we could talk about. Hey, what's going on? Tech Man. Yeah, what's up, bro? What's happening with you, man? What's going on, man? You had that heat. You was showing that heat. Real talk. You had that heat on the PS4. That stuff was sick. I actually enjoyed looking at him. Okay, okay. He's here, y'all. Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out again, Tech Man. Hey,
What's up?
what's going on? Got my man Tico in the spot.
Sorry I'm a tad bit late. I had to deal with two twin toddlers.
Oh, that's definitely understandable. It's understandable, and I'm happy to have you here, bro. It's good to see you, man.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, we finna get this show on the road. But like I said, I'm just chilling right now, Tico. I got my little coffee right now, chilling in the spot. You know what I'm saying? We got the people here, so go ahead and tell people some things about yourself. For those who may not know who you are.
Um, I am a red pill content creator. I've been on YouTube for about 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
For a different content type of content, from Spanish Japanese anime to Spanish children's programming, learning programming, to travel channels, to DIY channels, to you know you pretty much name it. I've been on YouTube for like 14 years. I've been doing red pill content for I would say about 10 of those 14 years in the Spanish manosphere. I recently came over 2 years ago to the English manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Going on 3 years now, actually. Yeah. I've been doing Spanish content for red pill content for a while. Yeah, for Latino.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. You said 14 years. Wow.
YouTube for like 14 years. Matter of fact, I think I was the number 7 upload on YouTube when it first got cracking.
Wow. That's very interesting. I did not know that because I've been around for like 7 years, just like getting here, but I didn't get into that other stuff till like some years later. But to hear 14 though, so that means you definitely seen how things kind of progress to what it is today.
Yeah, I started off as a fun. I started off as a fun-loving travel channel with family. That channel's still going till this day. It's in Spanish, but it's still going till this day. But I started off as a fun-loving travel channel, and then that started taking off. So I started branching off into different things like animation and you know um, children's programming and stuff like that, because there was a lot of stuff on TV that was like, that's not really friendly for kids. So it's like one of those things where it's like I wanted to give back to my community, so therefore I made that channel. Then I started doing a DIY thing, and then I started doing other things, and it's like it just next thing you know, it's just this big branch of stuff.
Yeah, I could totally understand. That is, man, like it just shows how a lot of hard work and determination can lead to a lot of different things. And to me, that's the crazy part about life to me sometimes too. It's like you never know exactly what's gonna happen. Kind of like Forrest Gump, you never know exactly what you're gonna get.
Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you get.
Yes, believe it or not, that's one of my like favorite movies. Like I like that movie a lot. That's like one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. What about you?
I believe it. It's definitely one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies.
I'm surprised some people never haven't actually seen it. Some people haven't. Just that story alone, like I even liked that movie as a kid, but then when I got older, I was like, oh, like, oh, so that's what happened. That's where she went. This is how, I just love that movie so much.
That's actually a nice red pill movie too.
I agree.
That was a very nice red pill movie. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that went on, but that was actually a cultural lesson in red pill.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole entire Jenny Forrest Gump dynamic.
Yes, it really shows how you can be attached to something that's not really attached to you. And it also shows how long it can travel. Like it literally traveled through his whole life.
Yeah, literally.
It was crazy. And another thing I like about that movie is you can, you know how people kept making fun of him and calling him stupid and all of this, but I like how he proved all of them wrong, and actually became a lot of different things in his life. I like that too.
Yeah, I like that also. That actually shows perseverance and stuff like that. Because I always talk about like always bettering yourself and persevering through all the bull crap basically to make it. Because you're not going to have an easy life. Life is never easy. Life will never be easy. If life was easy, then we all would just be making it right now. We all be winners right now. But unfortunately, life is hard. So we all got to actually put in some actual work to actually make it happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people that get lucky and have like family members that are there that happen to, hand them over a business or something like that. But not everybody gets that kind of life. Sometimes you got to make it work and make it happen for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. And like you said, that's why I said it has a lot to do with red pill, because that's what it's about too, is making things better for yourself. Working hard to just do right and just, and not just getting caught up in all the mess and the stuff that we see around us every day.
Yeah. True. Because the sad part about that is like everybody always talks about like all this other craziness and stuff like that, everything that revolves around them. What's up? Oh, I didn't even see the comments. I'm sorry about that. What's up, Americus? What's up, Black Red Pill Philosophy? What's up, Brandy Dira and Hank? What's up? Tackman? What's up? Gruda Ghost? What's up?
Yeah.
Sifu? What's up? What's up, everybody in the chat? The Donald and whoever else I missed. What's up?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed y'all guys.
Shouts out to the people in the chat. Definitely.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. And if I've missed somebody, I'm sorry. Don't be coming over my page. Tico, you ain't say my name, damn it.
I know, right? I feel that way too. Like when I see other people's names, I mean, like, please. And then sometimes it could get a little, tough to keep up sometimes. So that's what keeps me from being upset.
Yeah.
Because I try my best to read them. I do.
I try my best to read them too. Sometimes I'll get behind, but by the end of the stream, I usually catch up. Or sometimes I'll just drag the stream out just so I can catch the hell up. I'll just get quiet for a while, just click through the daggone thing so I can catch up to all the stuff so I won't leave anybody out or answer any questions just in case somebody throw a question there or two. Because then I feel bad and stuff like, oh, I feel like a jerk.
Thank you. He said salute to the host. Thank you.
Always salute to the host. Most definitely salute to the host all the time.
But reading the Bible while I watch this stream.
Right? You done picked the wrong stream for this. You know I'm Tico Tren, right? We're all going to hell, right?
He's like, oh no, book closed. Oh man, but what's going on though, Tico?
You want to know something funny about that? The one time I was actually on my way to church just randomly, and it was a Catholic church, and it was in Pittsburgh, and it was called a St. Paul's Monastery. So I'm on my church, and I was like, I might as well just go to church today, So I went. So I'm actually walking in, and I actually happened to actually come in the door. I'm actually getting out my car, and I'm about to walk in the door, and I was about to touch the railing, and it got struck by lightning.
Oh wow!
So I was like, nope. Not today. Going back in the car. Going home now. Screw that stuff. Right? So what I found out later, the candle room caught fire. So I was lucky I didn't go to church because normally I sit in the back near the candle room. So I missed being caught on fire. So yeah, I almost got struck by lightning. I was like, oh, see, because I remember I said when I was going to church, I almost touched a relic, and I looked up and I go, see, nigga, you got jokes today. I see how it is. It's cool. I'm going home now. How you like them apples? And come to find out later that the candle room caught fire.
Did it do a lot of damage?
It did a lot of damage. Yeah,
Mm.
it did a lot of damage. So I could have been dead or could have been succumbed to like smoke inhalation or something like that. But like it did a lot of damage.
Oh wow, that's something. That's something. I used to go to church a lot when I was younger. I used to go a lot, like with other people and stuff. But honestly, I haven't been in a while. It's been a while for me since I actually have gone. But I definitely remember going a lot when I was young. Just
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
just
so I agree because like I used to get drugged to church all the time, and I used to hate going to church. And like
mhm.
I found out if you sleep in church, it goes faster.
Oh man, I used to.
You sleep in church, it goes faster. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it actually does, but no, but it's one of those things where it's like I hated it growing up, but then I loved it as an adult. But the set what a lot of people actually don't know about me is because if you actually see my flags, there's actually an Indian flag in this bunch. I have a Santali great grandmother, so I
Mhm.
was actually raised in Vedic tradition. So I was raised Hindu too, and
Oh wow.
I was also raised Hindu, but I was also raised Catholic at the same time. So it's one of those things where it's like I got Hindu tradition, and I was raised Catholic for all intents and purposes. So like a lot of the stuff that I do, the way my room is set up, the way my house is set up, the way I run my life is based on Hindu tradition and
Mhm.
like rules and stuff like that. And it's almost like the best way to describe it is like you set your house up. It's like they call it feng shui.
Right.
Basically, my whole entire life, the way I prayed, everything I do in my life is like set up with through the tenets of Hinduism, basically.
Mhm.
So but I'm a staunch Catholic person. Even though it doesn't sound like it sometimes in the videos, they're like, "Oh my God, he's going to hell because he don't care if you're the Pope, the pastor, the bishop, the peace." Like, it's like, but like I am very staunch Catholic though. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I was raised with two religions in my household.
You also say that you had did a lot of traveling. I find that because that's something I haven't really done too much in my life. Like maybe like short distances, but I haven't done a lot of traveling. So that's
Yeah,
pretty interesting to me too.
yeah, I traveled the world quite often and travel around the world quite often too. Because you also got to take consideration too. Like I've met a lot of people, and my family owns a business, and it's now international. Now it's not just localized on this side of the hemisphere.
Hmm.
So they have like business dealings in like Asian countries and stuff like that. They have business dealings in like you know Russia. They have business dealings in various parts of the world. So it's one of those things where it's like it just got big for no daggone reason whatsoever. So somebody's always traveling in a family. Let it be me, my abuela, my brother, my sisters. If we And the sad part about that, it's gotten so big that we literally had to have an Asian we literally had to have like an Asian a Euro Asian branch basically.
Oh wow.
Um so there's like five people that work in that branch. There's this woman named Nora. See, we don't hate women in the Red Pill. We don't hate women in the Red Pill community. We promote people if they're professional and they can actually make it. We have
Yeah.
this woman named Nora. We have a woman named Armini. We have a guy from we have a guy from England, and we have a another lady from China, and we have another lady from Sri Lanka. So
Wow.
like, they basically run that, and I think I want to say, let me not get this wrong because I don't want Nora trying to kill me. I want to say Nora actually runs is the head of the Asian Europe region. Are many second in command just in case something happens to Nora.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Like you said, about hating women. That is true. And hey, what's up, Lonely? Good to
What's
see
up,
you.
everybody?
I feel you because I don't hate women. Like I mean, yeah, it was some things that upsetted me, especially when I started learning about this type of stuff.
Hmm.
But overall, at the end of the day, I just wanted things to be right. Like, I don't want to be that type of person because, like, I feel like hate is just something that you really shouldn't have. It's okay to disagree or dislike some things, but to hate something that can kind of drive you to a place you might not want to be.
Yeah, hate is a bit extreme. Because I have a quote that says, "I don't hate anybody or hold grudges because that takes up too much time. That takes up too much time in mental real estate that I'm not willing to donate."
Right.
So I tend to not hate anybody. I tend to like just I basically deal with people on a case by case basis. If you agitate me, I'll just like, okay, yeah, not today. We're not doing this today. We're not doing this today. And I'm equal across the board when it comes to everybody. Trust me. The same way I talk to y'all is the same way I talk to my children. So and family members. So it's like I'm not unfair to anybody. I treat everybody the same across the board. You could be you could be my grandmother. If you do something off the wall, then I'm going to tell you about it for all intents and purposes. So it's one of those things where it's like everybody gets it equally from me.
Yeah, I could see that a lot in your chats too. When you have your chats, I can definitely see what you're saying because it really does have a lot of faces, and you really do treat people fairly. Like even when I first came, I was treated very fairly, had a great time.
Yeah.
So I know, and I know it can be a little difficult, because it can be difficult to do this though. But I can tell that you have a lot of experience.
Yeah. And I try my best to not really be too controlling or be too I try my best to let everybody run and be themselves for all intents and purposes in the streams like those. And I try to like use that. I try to use that to the advantage of the stream for all intents and purposes. Like MGTOW in the Wind's just random as hell. So he's good sometimes. He's good sometimes if we're talking about something and some random thoughts come out of his mouth. You got Psyche Soap. Every now and again, that's always screaming. Every now and again, and sometimes he'll just pop in with some knowledge and stuff like that. It's like I kind of use everybody's strengths to my advantage in the strings for all of his purposes because I try not to control people or try to rein them into us to look a certain way or be a certain way because I don't want everybody to think that this is what we do and I control everybody for all intents and purposes. So everybody in my stream literally is doing and saying whatever the heck they want at any given time, as long as they're within reason and they're not like going too ridiculously off reservation.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's just having fun basically, and that's all I really want.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely do, man. And that's why it's so cool, and I feel like that's what can help people listen to you more too. Cause like you said, you try not to be too controlling because that's just a way to just because it's not good trying to force things on people as much as sometimes you might want to, right? But it's good to just let it go and just people will come to you. They'll listen to you when they want to. They will.
Yeah, true. And the problem that I have with a lot of this stuff when it comes to controlling is I really do hate narratives. If the narrative holds no weight or if the narrative sounds like it's propaganda, I tend to get very agitated with people on my stream the fastest. Like as long as it doesn't sound like propaganda, because like I'm a very fair person. I'll argue both sides. Like I've been known to argue like your side and my side together and try to help you out with the argument. And it's like one of those things where it's like if you're not paying attention, you're not taking the help. This argument's not going to go anywhere. You're going to lose this argument. I'm trying to help you out, pimping.
Right.
Like I'll argue any argument. I'll argue like why it's good to be in a relationship, and I'll argue why it's bad to be in a relationship if you want me to. Hell, I've been known to argue. I've been known to argue like what the good sides of racism and the bad sides of racism. Like so, I'll argue any topic for all intents and purposes on both sides because I tend to play devil's advocate a lot. Even when I'm arguing about something, I play a devil's advocate because I believe in all fairness for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. And a lot of things you say do make sense. They really do make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I try to keep it as realistic as possible. I try not to, because I notice with a lot of content creators, especially the great ones, like you got the ones and I've noticed you got different spectrums of the content creators. You got the ones on the one end that just says the most craziest, most ridiculous, foul stuff. You got ones on the other end that makes what they sound like it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there like, okay, I would never obtain that. Then there's me in the middle that says, okay, this is what this person was technically saying, and this is how you get to this. So I tend to like dumb it down enough so everybody can understand it, and so that everybody can believe that they can actually make it for all intents and purposes. So it's like you're listening to somebody like you're listening to somebody like a Stardust. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, okay, I can never obtain that. Then you listen to me and it's like, okay, I see how I can attain that.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree with you. Yeah, very, like you said, make it more understanding for people. Definitely, because it's sometimes the message will be there, but sometimes it takes a certain way or a certain person for them to just, try to get on the same level to you and
Yeah,
hear
and
you
it's
out.
yeah, and it's sad. It's sad to actually watch that happen to people because there's a lot of people that will go, well, Tika, how come you're not like this person? Well, if I was like that person, I would lose a lot of y'all because y'all wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. I mean, I can be like that person, but why do I want to be exactly like a person when I could be myself? And
True.
the sad part about that, I teach y'all the message the same way I teach my children the message. So, therefore, it's one of those things where it's like it's very hard. And the thing that agitates me the most about a lot of people is how people always like, well, Tico's unfair, or Tico's too strict, or Tico's this. Dude, my 6-year-old sits next to me in a stream, and I literally use him as a reference point to see if I'm actually being too complicated with other people. Because I'll say something, and I'll turn around and look at him. He goes, I understand it. I don't know why he don't understand it. I understand it, Daddy. It's like, so it's one of those things where my 6-year-old's literally like co-signing on half the stuff that I'm saying, for the
Right.
fact that if he understands it, you should understand it as an adult.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't understand why somebody would say that about you because I've never felt that way ever. But I
Yeah.
definitely get where you coming from. And it's cool though. Like again, I'm happy to have you on here. I see y'all in the chat too. I see y'all. Shouts out again to the folks up in the chat. And what I wanted to know is so like what was like that moment that actually like brung you to the red pill? Like what moment made you start being like, having that way or that mindset?
I was actually, shockingly enough, I was actually raised red pill because I come from a red pill family. Because
Mm-hmm.
apparently, I told the story like once or twice. Apparently, somewhere in my family, my grandma's side of the family, apparently a woman was married into the family, and the family lost every fucking thing, everything. So
Mm.
she pretty much divorced. She pretty much divorced the man, and she pretty much took everything from the family. So and the sad part about that, this actually happened after my grandma met my granddad, and because my granddad was darker, her
Mm-hmm.
family casted her aside and didn't want to talk to her no more because she was dating a dark skinned person.
Wow.
So like this happened after that. So luckily my granddad was like very tech savvy and business savvy for all intents and purposes. But what happened was her family experienced loss that badly. So my grandmother learned from it, and my grandmother learned from it. My granddad was very business savvy, and his granddad was actually his granddad, and his grandparents were very red pill. So
Wow.
what happened was they basically came up with like guidelines and strict guidelines so they can actually run their family and their family branch. So they basically run their family branch like family, but like a business. So it's one of those things where my grandmother says all the time, like you heard my grandmother, my Latina grandmother always say, "We parts with nothing. We parts with nothing." That's literally what she'll tell you. We parts with nothing in our family. So
Mm-hmm.
it's simply one of those things where it's like they basically implemented it on everybody on the branches below them, and they basically taught it over and over again. And like when we were growing up, they would like take us and show us instances where like you'll see a woman like trying to beat up on a man and stuff like that, or you'll see they used to like point out all the bad relationships that they could possibly point out to us
Right.
growing up to actually teach us a learning experience. Let it be a woman cheating on her husband, let it be a husband and wife arguing, let it be they used to tell us, what did you learn? Look at that. I want you to pay attention to that. Then we'll ask you after it's all done and said, what did you learn from that? And that's typically what they did. They literally like taught us this stuff, but then they also gave us examples on what to look for on top of that. So like we learn this stuff all our lives. And the sad part about that is there's not too many men in my family. So what happens is the women in the family are very overprotective of the men in the family. So
Oh,
if you're not family, it's not going to fly with the women in the family.
yeah, that sounds very interesting right there. Wow. I mean, that's some very good parenting. Very good. You
Yeah,
don't
because I was raised by my grandparents, by the way. To be honest with you, because everybody was talking about, why don't you talk about your mom, or Why don't you have all this love for your mom? I love my mom dearly. She had me. If she was ever get into trouble, I would be there to bail her out of jail or anything like that. However, she didn't raise me, therefore I left my grandparents as my parents, and that's pretty much how it worked out in my life. And the sad part about that, I think it worked out for the better because I think I would be a statistic if I was raised by my mother. Um, but I will say this about my mother: the reason why I don't have the best relationship with my mother is because when I was it about 4 weeks, 5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks, she dropped me off at my grandparents' house and said she'd be back, and she never came back.
Oh wow.
So I grew up in a third world country basically because my mom basically decided that it'd be great to go live her best life for all intents purposes.
Man, that's very interesting. You make me think about myself. I know it's not the same exact story, but it's kind of like that's kind of how it was with me a little bit because I wasn't raised by my mother either. I was
Yeah.
raised by well, grandmother, not my grandfather. But it just made me think about some stories and stuff because I never really told that, but I could definitely relate to you when you say that.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because don't get me wrong, I still have I had a decent relationship with my mother up until she passed away last year.
Hmm.
It wasn't like like mommy's son. It was more or less like I got your back if you get in trouble. Basically, that's about the extent that we did and talk for all intents and purposes. Because we went years and years without talking, and anytime she got into a problem, I was always there. And I remember the one time she did something. She did something. She had got herself into a little bit of a mess because she didn't really pay attention, and she needed bail money. So I bailed her out of jail basically because I knew it wasn't her fault, and I knew that you know I knew the situation, and I know my mom enough to know if she deserved it or if she didn't deserve it for all intents and purposes. And I knew at that moment she actually didn't deserve it. And it's one of those things where it's like the laws being used against her for all intents, stacked against her for all intents and purposes. So I bailed her out of jail, and I remember my sister said to me, she said when I was looking for money, you're the only one that gave me the money. And I met mommy at jail, and she was literally crying to the police officers, and she said, Tico, she said, I shit you not. Mommy was like, he really loves me. He
Hmm.
he really loves me. She said she was literally crying happiness because I actually gave my sister bail money to bail my mom out of jail. And she said she was literally crying, and she literally cried to the officers. My son really loves me. And it's one of those things where it's like it's not the fact that I love you, it's the fact that you didn't deserve to be in that situation, despite the fact that you didn't raise me and you used me as a prop to get money from the government. You
Hmm.
didn't deserve to be in that situation. That's all it really was. You didn't deserve that in the least bit. It's like you made a mistake. They don't need to be trying to throw the book at you for a mistake that you made that was pretty much innocent that anybody makes on a regular basis that wouldn't have the book thrown at them for.
Yeah. And that does show that shows that you do have a good heart. I could definitely understand, why she felt the way that she did. And that's
Yeah,
definitely understandable. I see Tac Man, he said, I remember Drew Brees had a rocky relationship with his mother. He did? I never heard about
yeah.
that.
Drew Brees had a rocky relationship with his mother. Yep.
Oh wow.
He said, "Damn, the softer side of Tico only understood the nut." so,
Hey.
so it's one of those things where it's like it's. I'm always willing to dig in and help for all intents and purposes when it's necessary. One of the things I talk about, but I very rarely mention on my channel, is the fact that I actually donate my time in Pittsburgh to homeless veterans.
Oh wow.
Um, I help them get homes, find a home to live, and stuff like that, and help them to get on their feet and shit like that. And it's like the most. I don't get paid for it, and it's like the most rewarding thing in the whole entire world. It's like I literally do it for free, and I use my own damn money to do it. And it's like they deserve it because they served this country, so they deserve everything for free in life for the fact that they put their lives on the line for this country. It's basically how I feel about it. If anybody should get anything for free, it should be them.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed a lot of veterans do have it rough. I definitely did notice that, and that's really cool though. That is because it does make you feel better. It does when you help others. It just
Yeah,
like
it does. It really
when I
does.
was younger, it was a little rougher for me when I was younger because I had to work my way up. But once I started things getting better, I actually just started helping folks like people who really need it though.
Hmm.
because I'm not gonna let anyone try to take advantage of me. But I'm here. I'm here to help. I really am, and it'll put a smile on your face, and it'll make you happy. Doing the right thing will make you happy, and
Yeah, definitely.
I wish to see more of that. I do. I wish to see more of that in this world. More
Yeah,
of it.
definitely. It's just like it makes you feel good about yourself, and it makes you feel good about the decisions you make in life for all intents and purposes too. Because it's one of those things where it's like, you know. But the sad part about that, I would say, don't just go running out there helping anybody.
Yeah.
Use discernment when you help people, because there's people that'll sit there and try to, like, use you for their own good or their own advantage or their own gains, basically. So always discern that, because I typically, when I help somebody, I typically do it after I meet them or after I talk to them for a certain amount of time, because I'm not finna help somebody who I haven't really met or haven't had sitting down in front of me or haven't really talked to in my Discord server. So I
Yeah.
typically like bring them to my Discord server and I'll talk to them that way, or give them my phone number and I'll talk to them over the phone, and I'll determine if they're actually a good candidate to help or not,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll determine if I need to meet with them in person. Like, I'll even buy lunch for them just to meet with them in person, just to see if they're worth my time and effort for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. That's another reason why the red pill is so important, because it helps you discern those type of things, right? It allows you to see when people are trying to do that, because I see that a lot. I do. I see it a lot. People just wasting their time with people who really are just taking advantage of them.
Yeah, definitely. Never waste your time on somebody that's not worth your time. That goes for anybody in your life, because I notice with even in relationships, people do this shit quite often, and it's like ridiculous. It's like, okay, well, and you'll hear women say, well, I've been in a bunch of bad relationships. It's all the men's fault. Well, no, you're the only common denominator in that relationship. You keep picking this relationship. You need to choose wisely when you get into relationships that maybe you won't be in that situation. The same
Yeah.
thing goes for men. Well, I got dicked over by this woman. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, you chose that woman. She chose to open her legs. You chose to actually make the relationship happen. She chose to end the relationship. It was your fault for choosing to be in a relationship with a woman that you knew deep down inside wasn't right for you, but you really wanted to peace leave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I, I smack everybody the same across the board, no matter if you're man or woman. It's like a man basically initiates the relationship in this day and age, and especially in the Western world, and a woman basically pretty much has the a base. How did I put that? A woman basically initiates sex, and a man initiates a relationship. If you're in a relationship with a person that you're not sure with, or that treats you like crap, and you continuously be in that relationship, it's not that person's fault. It's your fault for choosing to be in that relationship every day. It's pretty
Yeah.
much how it works. You can't you because people can only do to you what you let them do to you.
You're right, and and that also that's what to me will help you get over it too as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, like you said, they don't like to admit, like, okay, I did wrong, I messed up, I made a
Mm-hmm.
stupid mistake, but doing that will help you move on. Like, it's okay to take a L sometimes, because that can help
Yeah,
you
definitely.
in the
Shit, I've
future.
I've taken L's. Shit, you think my life is great? I take L's. I take L's quite often, especially from my own children. Shit, like, are you serious right now? I'm your dad, and I hate to have to pull that card on my children. Like, nigga, I'm your dad. Nigga. I know you're right, but I'm your dad, and I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't go back. Like, because I take L's on my children quite often. Like, and my children are very smart, and they're like ridiculous with it. Like, I remember when Lazla was about like 3, and I promised that I'll take him somewhere tomorrow because it was raining that day. Don't you know this boy remembered that crap? The next day, I thought he'd forget about it because he was a kid. This boy remembered that stuff to the next day. Then he's gonna sit up there and tell me, "You promised that you'll take me here this day at this time, Daddy, and it's this day at this time, and you're late, and I feel some type of way about this." I go, "First off, I'm your parent." He goes, "No, no, 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 don't be trying to pull that on me. You promised." I'm like, mother, he right.
All right, it's okay. It is
like,
okay.
like, get in the car. Get in the car.
Oh my goodness.
So I take L's from my children quite often, shoot, because I'll promise them something and I'll forget, and I hope they forget about it, and they don't forget about it. I'm like,
Really cool. A lot of parents will not admit that. So that's
Yeah.
cool, man. I had to cut ties with my cousin. He's always asking for a favorite. What are you talking about, Tag Man? A favorite what? Because you said you had to cut ties with your cousin.
Hmm.
I see y'all.
And the sad part about that, there's another thing that all parents don't admit to. All parents actually have a favorite child.
I
I
see.
kid you not. All parents have a favorite child. I don't want to hear no more crap because all the parents be trying to act like they're all diplomatic and be their children's friend. It's not your job to be your children's friend. It's your job to be your children's parent. And all parents have a favorite child. Like mine's fluctuate between the situation. Like if I want to jump in line, I take Laszlo with me. If I want to be like, oh, you can go first, yeah, you can go first. I take Laszlo with me because he's cute. Now, if I'm dealing with feminist, I take my daughters, Karen and Dashari, with me because they tend to argue feminists down from the ledge. It'll deal with it before I even have to deal with it. If I need somebody to beat up a person in the airport, I take my daughter Talia with me.
Oh my goodness. I feel you though. I feel you. I see that comment too.
If I want female attention, I'll take my daughter. I'll take my my baby twin daughters, or I'll take Lazo with me in public. Get all the female attention in the world if I want it.
That's funny. A lot of parents don't even think like that about their kids neither. They just don't even think about them. They be too busy thinking about themselves a lot.
They sure enough do. Because like your children, because the sad part about your children would never be the same. No matter how much you want to make it so that you want to raise them all the same. Each of your children have their own personality, their own unique gifts and stuff like that. So you have to treat them as much. This is typically what I always say. I love all my children the same in their own unique ways because they all have unique different skills and skill sets and stuff like that. And what they like doing is totally different from each other and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where it's like I can't love my children the same for the fact that they all are different and unique within their own way.
That's a very good way of putting it. I definitely understand where you're coming from on that. Yeah, that's cool. And you know what? That I know they probably are very happy too to have you as a father. I know they are.
It depends. It depends on which day it is and who I made mad, basically. Because especially when you have teenage daughters, the whole entire world's going to end.
Oh,
the whole entire world's going to end because you take away their keys to their car and stuff like that.
Man, I only got one myself. I do have a daughter, and she is getting to the age. She's 10 right now, but
yeah. You look at them like, where the hell were you? Where the hell did you go? Like, I liked you better when you weren't talking. You were just learning how to walk. And you loved your daddy still. I still love my daddy. I can't tell, little Beth.
And they grow so fast.
They do.
So fast. I remember holding her when she was a little bitty thing, Oh, man. But it's cool to see them grow. I like to see them.
It definitely is. Because the sad part about being the irony to being a dad that nobody ever really talks about is dads help their children grow. They teach them how to be independent from their mother. Women will always keep their children close to heart so they can keep them young and keep them where they are. That's typically a woman's job, to be nurturing and you always be your mommy's baby for all intents and purposes, because she never wants you to grow, because that means that she's going to be, because she gets attached to her children. Well, some do, not all. Any good mom gets attached to her children, and she always stunts their growth for all intents and purposes, whereas any good dad pretty much pushes your child to be independent. Basically, think of it like this. You're a bird in a nest. All the rest of your siblings are flying off. Your dad's there, and he kicks you out of the nest so you can learn how to fly. That's typically how it works. That's the best way I can put it to you.
Yeah, that's why it's great to have that influence in your life. I feel so sorry for anyone who didn't have
definitely
experience, But it's great. It's a wonderful thing, like you said.
It's very wonderful.
What's going on, Kenan? What's happening, bro?
Oh man.
I'm laughing at Kenan.
Who, me?
Yeah, I think he's talking about you.
We're like villain. Well, to be honest with you, I kind of am. Yeah, Oh, that ain't gonna be purple on that one. I kind of am a villain.
Hey, this is a good time to leave your questions, everyone. If you got any questions for Tico, this is a good time to type them in.
No, my goodness, but yeah, it's always fun. And it's like, and yes, I'm actually in a relationship, FYI, because I don't want nobody like, well, he's in a relationship, this, that, and the other. Well, yeah, I am one, but I still follow the tenets like no cohabitation and no cohabitation and no marriage, basically.
How long has it been now?
We've been together for about 12 years now.
Wow.
Um, yeah, about 12 years now. We have one coming in November 9th to be exact,
Mm-hmm.
between November 7th and November 9th. Yeah, it's been 12 years.
That's very
Yeah.
soon,
Was
too.
I married? Was I married before? Yes, I was married before anybody asked that question. She passed away in a giant knife truck accident.
Oh, wow.
Um, and I lost actual son and an unborn child in that one. And then I dated my daughter's mother, my two oldest daughter, my two oldest ones that I was talking about with the car. I dated their mother, and she actually passed away due to a turf war in her own country for all intents and purposes. So she
Mm,
got hit by a stray bullet. So it's one of those things where like I experienced tragedy in life for all intents and purposes.
I hear you, man. I hear you. That's very interesting. That's very deep, too, indeed.
Yeah,
Type man said, Tico, is it true your middle name is Spooky Tren? Is that true?
Pookie? No.
Come from? Because I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm like, what?
it's
Do you
it's
know
it's,
something?
it's my middle name starts with an L.
Okay, okay, right. What
My middle
the?
name starts with an L. If you ever see my, because I actually showed my Facebook page, it starts with an L.
Uh,
But it's one of those things where it's like I will admit that I am a criminal. I still am a criminal because I hang with criminals and I'm married to a criminal's daughter right now. So
mhm,
I am a criminal, and because I'm surrounded by most of my friends and most of my associates are criminals. I will say I do have friends that are on the right side of the law, but they're not it's not as numerous as the criminals that I actually have around me. For all
mhm.
intents and purposes, the best way to describe it. So I will admit I am a criminal. I grew up a criminal. I grew up running the streets and acting a fool. I will say this about myself, and people will laugh. People always laugh when I say this. I'm pretty much like when I'm at work. If I'm working with you, I'm like Leslie Chow from at work. I'm like Leslie Chow from Hangover. What's up, bitch ass? The little Asian guy at work. I'm like just a hot mess at work. Um, and at school, I'm like Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory when I'm doing
Okay,
educational stuff. But when
okay.
I'm at home, I'm like Dominic Toretto from Fast and Furious franchise for all intents and purposes. So I'm
Oh,
willing to weigh my pros and cons if crime actually is going to benefit me or not for all intents and purposes.
you talking about Vin Diesel? Is that who you?
Yeah, Vin Diesel from his character from Fast and Furious.
I love his movies too. I think
Yeah,
Vin.
so like that's the best way I can describe myself. Like I'm Leslie Chow if we're working together, just a whole hot mess, just doing a lot of stupid shit that'll probably get us fired, but we never get fired. I'm like Sheldon Cooper when I'm in the educational situation, and I'm pretty much Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious when I'm at home chilling.
I feel you. I feel you. And so what things do you have upcoming? Any upcoming chats or streams coming up?
um, Not really. Just the normal stuff, the normal regularly scheduled stuff on my channel. The Saturday table flip, like always. The what Friday Night Blaze that apparently Hidden wants to do now. He wants to take over that show basically. So he's gonna be running that show on my channel. And I got what True Sherm's Relentless on either Monday or Tuesday. So
Right.
it's the normal regularly scheduled stuff on my channel basically. That's typically how it works, and then the normal uploads every day um between 10 and 4 Costa Rican time, afternoon and evening basically.
Yeah, and I will leave his channel link in the description too for everybody to come back and see it, along with the playlist as well. Because this is episode number 9 of the interview, so that will be in the description. Matter of fact, it should already be there now.
I think it was when I came in.
Yeah, Cause that'll be because I will definitely come back because I enjoyed myself so much. Like I had so much fun. Like I just love to experience that. I really do because I don't get a lot of that in my real life. Like I'll talk to men, whatever, but I just don't have a lot of men in my real personal life who I can really speak to like this and and just relate to. Maybe one day in the future. I used to have friends, but things changed. But
Yeah, you get older, things change, everybody grows apart, the usual stuff. Life.
but
It's kind of like that one commercial. Life came at you fast.
I love to connect with y'all though. I really do. I love just expressing ourselves the way that we do, and everybody be cool. Everything is cool. Like
Yeah.
it's about getting to know one another and having a good time. Like I
Yeah.
said, my first time there, I was like, whoa! I was not even expecting that. I wasn't.
Yeah, because the sad part about that, the thing that I noticed when I first came into the English Manosphere, they used to have a lot of like these. They used to call it round table discussions or stuff like that. It used to be like very formal, and like I could do formal if I have to, but like I thought to myself, like, what if we just have fun?
Right.
Talk about nice things, talk about facts and problems, but also have fun while doing it. This is typically why, because this is basically where the whole entire table flip idea comes from. It's basically a formal round table. Only we flip the table, we act a fool and be silly and have fun while doing it for all intents and purposes. I always refer to it as we all bros at the bar drinking beer together and having fun. Is typically how I describe it. So it's one of those things where it's like you don't even have to come to my channel every day. If you happen to show up on Saturday just for table flip, I'm fine with that. If you have your own favorite show, like if you like Friday Night Blaze, and that's what you show up for, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like it's one of those things where like there's something for everyone on my channel every day, and I don't care if you show up just for that day. If you learn something, that's all that matters to me. If you're a man or a woman, I don't care if you're Apache helicopter, transgender, straight, gay, whatever the heck. It's for everybody. Because the sad part about that, what people don't know about my channel is there's a lot of people who work at my channel and work at my channel to actually make the channel what it is. Like I have a friend who always talk about who's gay. His name is Bart. He actually handles all my cards basically. That actually when I actually got certain topics or certain podcasts when I'm talking about something, he pretty much handles an outline of my topics for all intents and purposes. So he'll write up my cards for the outlines of my topics for the live stream. And the Cartel Princess, who I'm in a relationship with for 12 years, actually comes up with all the titling in the thumbnails for my channel. And my son Laszlo actually does a lot of the editing for videos when I don't do any podcasts. So all the podcasts, anytime I don't do a podcast and a video is being uploaded, it's my son Laszlo, who is 6, who actually uploads this stuff. So he handles all that stuff, and the Cartel Princess handles the titling of all the videos. So it's one of those things where it's like you got my sister, not my sister, but my daughters in the background who pretty much handle the technical aspects of it when I'm doing a podcast or a live stream for all intents and purposes to make sure it runs smoothly. So it's one of those things where it's like every single last one of my little children or people, my family members are basically helping out, or friends or helping out at the channel. So it's like they all got jobs.
feel you. I feel you. That's really cool, man. That's cool. And Jinky Show, what's up, Jinky? He asks, he said, Tico, what about your father?
I have a good relationship with my father. I know I rarely really talk about him, but I have a decent relationship with my father. And I think I only mentioned this once in a live stream or twice in a live stream. The relationship between my mother and father, basically, because my dad was super red pill. Here's what happened. Here's what happened between when my mom and father wasn't together. Apparently, there was an argument that transpired at a bank, and my mom opened her mouth too early, and my dad was supposed to give my mom money, basically, and he met her at the bank to give her money. Back when you used to have to go to the bank and literally go to the bank and actually get money. That's
Right.
back in the old days, basically. If y'all don't know anything about that, now y'all get the ATM and online banking and stuff. But back when you have to go to the bank, apparently my mom wanted to get money from my father for because she was pregnant with me and stuff like that. And I think she was trying to overdo it or over abuse it. So my mother, being my mother, opened her mouth a little too much that day, and my father left her in the bank where she stands without giving her any money.
Wow.
So so this is my father. So just imagine what I would do to somebody if they opened their mouth wrong to me. Like I would leave the bitch where they stand and walk right out the bench. Like you're gonna be poor, bitch. You're gonna be poor.
I feel you, man. I feel
So my father was very red pill, and he actually was a he was I couldn't even call him a Rolling Stone more than I could call him a globetrotter because all his children were had in different countries.
mm,
Like my sister's mother is from Puerto Rico. Um, um, my brother's mother is from Dominican Republic, and my sister my mom is from Jamaica, and my other sister my other sister's mom is from was from where's she from? She's from Colombia. So
oh,
like, and two of my sisters, my oldest sister and my youngest sister had the same mom. So apparently, my dad went back to that woman, the first woman he was with, because my oldest sister is actually my youngest sister's actual full blooded sister for all intents and purposes. So apparently, he'd have ran through all these women and decided to go back to the first woman.
man, I hear you. I hear you. That's very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
And I am going to close it out soon. I say about another 5 minutes. I do got a question though. I do have a question before we go soon. And,
Okay.
and again, thank y'all for everybody who showed up. I really appreciate this. But my question, I wanted to know,
Janky show.
is the Tiki Show? I get amped every time I hear him say that. I get amped. I'm not even gonna lie. I do. He gets you lit before the
What do
video.
you say? What do you say? Why you listening to my if you why you listening to my channel if you don't like me?
My man, take you in the spot.
All right.
And what was my question? Oh yeah, my question was: so what's some good advice or advice that you would give to someone who may be interested about the red pill?
To be honest with you, from outward glance, it looks like a hostile environment. It's
Mm-hmm.
really not. It's more or less one of those things where, like, it's one of those things where, because we have so many people coming in every day and leaving and, like, faking the funk. So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where we don't just trust anybody to come in, and we don't trust anybody with a relationship with like, with information and stuff like that. So, like, you have to kind of sort of warm up to everybody in a manosphere differently. Like, a good example of that is, like, everybody's not going to like you the same. It depends on your personality and your character traits. Now, I've had many people talk about me, and many people talk for me and about me and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where it's like it's always been a constant thing. It's always been the thing that I've always been a consistent person because I always said, like, I'm going to say shit that you're going to hate, and I'm going to say shit that you're going to like. But one thing you can't say about me is that I'm a liar because I'm blatantly honest, no matter how much you like it.
True.
And I'm willing to put myself to the ground, and I'm willing to dox my daggone self before one of the trolls get to it. So I'm willing to go as far as anybody, and I'm willing to go even further than everybody. So it's one of those things where it's like you can always be mad at me for being a mean person, but you can't be mad at me for being honest. I mean, for being disingenuous for all intents and purposes. So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where it's like I may seem mean sometimes, but it's one of those things where I just want the best for you because I approach my content like a father. So, like, I might seem like a mean person to a person, but it's one of those things where I want the best for you. No matter how much how you like it, no matter how much you might hate me for it at the moment, I just want the best for you. No matter how whatever decision you make, I just want the best for you. And that's typically all the red pill really is. Like, whatever decision you're going to make, I just want the best for you for that decision. I want the best optimal. I want the best optimal outcome for you.
Okay.
No matter how far fetched it might sound in my head when you're telling me it, I just want the best optimal outcome for you, and I'll help you get to where you need to go. But typically, the red pill is a very very chill place. I mean, at the beginning, it's going to seem like it's going to be hard or rough, or people are going to seem mean to you. But the sad part about that is, like I said, we have so many people coming and going and lobbing insults at us. It's one of those things where, like, can we trust you? Or
Well,
are you trying to play? Are you trying to play are you trying to play us so you can get in? So it's one of those things where, like, you have to basically be able to discern who's real and who's fake, basically, in this whole entire manosphere. So it's one of those things where we might seem standoffish to you, but we're really not. We're trying to get a feel for you to see if we actually trust you. Is all it really is. So every now and again, like a good example of that, when I came to the English manosphere, what a lot of them didn't know is actually came from the Spanish manosphere. So I was used to these type of tactics. So what happens if you come to the English Manosphere and you start a channel, you might get somebody from the English Manosphere that'll kind of sort of throw a ambiguous insult at you,
Mm-hmm.
just so they can see how you respond to it and react to it, or they'll say something to you, and it might rub you the wrong way, but it's all about how you react to it. That person will warm up to you for all intents and purposes. Like a good example of that is I remember when Hammerhand said something smart to me way back when, and I
Uh-huh.
responded with a smart ass answer because that's typically how I am. Because like people tend to know, well, this is typically how Tico responds. If you say something simple, he's going to say something simple back to you.
Right.
So this is the base. This is the baseline Tico for all intents and purposes. So people actually learn that about me. It's like if you call me or text me, it's like, nigga, what do you want? Like, calm down, Tico. Calm down. Tico. You ain't gotta be gang banging on breakfast, nigga. Calm down. Like, so I'm pretty rough. I'm a pretty rough person no matter what. So it's all about like learning a person and learning a person's mood and stuff like that, so you can learn to trust that person. And it's one of those things where like not everybody's going to trust you at the same level. Like a good example of that is just because Mr. Forma was okay with me, that don't mean Hammerhand was okay with me when I first came in. Just because True Sherm was okay with me, that don't mean Mr. Elite was okay with me. You see what I'm saying? So everybody will warm up to you at a different time in your growth in the manosphere for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I that's some great advice. I actually that's wonderful, man. That's very good, and I'm happy too. Again,
Yeah,
very
because
happy.
I'm actually the hardest in the manosphere to warm up to. Like, so if I pick you, that means you don't have to run through a whole entire gauntlet of getting your ass whooped. Basically, like you literally had to go through tragedy to basically it's basically like boot camp on
Mhm.
steroids with me. It's like I don't trust you yet. I'm gonna need you to run through this minefield. Like, if you make it, I'll like you. Like I'm gonna need you to swim to the top with this 1,000-pound bricks chained to your leg, and then I'll take you in as I'll take you on as I'll trust you. Then it's like one of the things where I literally run through people through their paces because I come from Central America, so I don't trust everybody because I know that person can actually kill me the next day. So therefore, I treat everybody the same. I treat everybody the same. Like, okay, can I trust this person, or is this person going to try to stab me in the back? And it's typically how it comes out in my content. If you've ever noticed, like, okay, I don't trust you, and like, every now and again, I'll put somebody on blast in my team, and I do it quite often. So it's like one of those things: if you fuck up, you fuck up. I got to put you on blast. I don't care if I like you or not. Hell, I put my son Lazo on blast once or twice because he messed up on a video. So it's one of those things where it's like you got to learn. It's like you gotta be willing to actually learn. And plus, YouTube. One thing I'm gonna say about YouTube and social media in general,
Mm-hmm.
it's not for everybody. It's really not for everybody. If you can't take destructive criticism, nigga, it's not for you. And when I say nigga, I mean black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, Asian. I don't know all y'all niggas individually, so y'all niggas to me.
I don't
But
know.
yes, it's one of those things where like if you can't take constructive criticism or you can't take thumbs down and any of that stuff, it's not going to be for you because it's always going to hurt your feelings. You're always going to have that crazy way out there person in your comment section that's going to scare you. You're always going to have trolls that try to intimidate you. You're always going to have people trying to dox you. You're always going to have people always trying to do all this extra stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it's all about how you maintain yourself and handle yourself. So if you can't do that, then making content is definitely not for you. If you get upset that you got thumbs down, that's all you hear me. That's all you hears me say. Oh, I would like to thank the people that gave me a thumbs down. I'm being dead serious about that because you giving me a thumbs down actually pushes me in the algorithm. It's like a thumbs down is about as important as comment section. And the sad part about that, thumbs up is less important than the comment section and thumbs down. I appreciate everybody that thumbs me up, but like it's one of those things where it's like you got to really appreciate your haters because so for some odd reason the algorithm pushes you if you have a shit ton of thumbs down and a bunch of comments under your comment section, or if you have thumbs down, a nice thumbs down ratio to thumbs up ratio, basically, they tend to push you because obviously you're worth pushing on our platform for all intents and purposes. So it's one of those things where it's like, don't get discouraged when somebody gives you a thumbs down because the sad part about that, it's only doing nothing more than furthering your progression in the YouTube algorithm. That's technically what my YouTube rep told me from our other channel. So it's like basically they look at how many thumbs down you got, and it pushes you just as much as your engagement. So your thumbs down is just as important as your comment section engagement for all intents and purposes. Um, the thumbs up, anybody can thumbs up something, and so they really don't. They take that with a grain of salt. Um, so it's one of those things where like if you get a thumbs down, they look at that more importantly than they do for a thumbs up.
Hmm. That's some very useful information right there. And a lot of what you said, I will be honest, it took me a while to because it can affect you, but I did learn that as well. Like I had to get over that myself. Because it's like I want the positivity, but at the same time, you just gotta accept how things are. Everybody is not gonna like you. It's like you
Oh
said,
yeah, definitely. Oh,
people.
nobody's ever gonna like you. Hell, I wake up every day. One of my children aren't gonna like me. I don't care if they don't like me. I'm just here to be their father and make sure they make it through life safely. Because I always had this attitude. Look, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm only here to do me and teach y'all the red pill. That's it. Because I'm not gonna please everybody, nor am I gonna try to please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's futile and it's pointless and it's like it's just an empty errand at that point.
I agree. So that's some very great information. And again, Tika, I want to thank you too for being here. And I will be seeing you again soon. I
Yeah.
will. But again, I appreciate you, man. And do you got something like a little outro for the people before we get out of here tonight?
um, just be good to yourselves. Always learn from your mistakes, and always be willing to actually reflect on yourself to make yourself a better person. Never be scared to reflect on yourself because your worst enemy is going to be yourself at the end of the day. There ain't nobody that's going to be able to destroy you more than you can destroy yourself if you don't improve yourself. Um, so always be willing to improve yourself, and this goes for women, men, transgenders, Apache helicopters,
Mhm.
anybody basically. Whatever you identify as, always be willing to improve yourself, and always be willing to reflect upon yourself, because that would actually make you a stronger person by reflecting upon yourself. And like I always say, treat yourselves like milk, do not spoil yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. And I appreciate it. And then you can always come back too as a guest because I will do, part twos. Eventually, I will get some part twos with people. But again, I appreciate you being here for me, Tico, and I will be seeing you later, bro.
Oh, definitely, definitely, always a pleasure.
All right, man. Got my man Tico on the spot. But again, thank you. And I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, see ya. Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, y'all. All right. We had a good one tonight. We had a good one tonight. Tonight. Thank you again to Tico Tren. And thank y'all too. I'll catch up a little bit with the comments real quick. And then I'll tell y'all some plans I have for the future. So let me catch up with the comments. Let me cut on a little beat real quick. Hey, what's up, Kari? What's going on, bro? I was for long. I was still trying out that avatar. I am the tip of the spear. All right, welcome. You came a little late, Akari, but it's okay. This is gonna stay up so people can come back and rewatch it. Hashtag AD, hashtag Elder Monk, hashtag MGTOW. I am a monk. Oh, you said when is your turn? Your turn is coming up very soon. I might actually have you for Friday. Actually, I'll contact you though. Let me cut this down a little bit. Yeah, Sifu. Yeah, I'll probably have you Friday. But I will contact you beforehand. But more than likely, is Friday a good day for you? Is that good? Thank you, Jens. Thank you to American DeVille. Thank you for showing up, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Great stream. Thank you, Gorilla Ghost. I really do appreciate it. Y'all, you said 8-figure. You still want to hear 8-figure, huh? That song do go hard. I could leave you the link. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that link for you real quick, and I'll just leave it to you. Hold on one second. I'll try to find it. Where is that link? Because I was just listening to it last night. Hold on one second. I'm finna get it. I'm finna get it. Because I was playing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I got it. I got it. Oh, he said it's cool. There you go. There you go. There go the link to 8-Figure AD. Okay, you said I could work with you. Okay, well, I'll contact you before Friday. Always a pleasure. Yeah, thanks again, Tico. My man Tico in the spot. We had another great stream. This is great. This is so wonderful. Thank you. And again, here go the link. If you want to go listen to 8-Figure. I know I like that song too. What you say? He said, when I show up, I will bring real music with me. LOL. How much? I'm like, how much real music? Because, you know, I'm like, dude. But I remember we had this conversation before about copyrights and stuff. I remember that. Okay, you said you got it opened up. Okay, well, here we go. I mean, I'm going to probably do some open chats too. But I guess Friday we'll be looking forward to Elder Monk. So if anything else comes up, you know, I'll let you know. And I may do an open chat tomorrow or maybe even later tonight, depending on, because now I'm finna go have some fun now. So, again, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank y'all. I'm finna just go ahead and let the music ride out, and then I'm out. And I'll talk to y'all later, okay? Peace.